Hey, fourth grade, today I'm going to show you how we can solve this problem using the area model and the standard algorithm. So looking at this problem, it says each child has 17 blocks. If there are 12 children, how many blocks are there in total? So we have children, we have 12 children, we have each child has 17 blocks. So we have 17 12 times. So the problem we're solving is 17 times 12. Now you might notice that with this problem, we have 2 digits multiplied by 2 digits, and we haven't really practiced that a whole lot. So I want to show you today how we can do that with either of these strategies that we already know and love. So with 17 times 12, what I want to do is I want to break down and decompose both the 17 and the 12. I don't know my 12 facts, and so I can't do 12 times 17, and I don't even know my 17 facts. So even though those are smaller numbers, I still want to decompose them. So if I have an area model, I'm going to draw a box, and here I have 17 times 12. So if this is 17 and this is 12, I'm going to decompose 17. That 1 is a 10. That 7 is just a 7. So 10 plus 7 is 17. And now I'm going to decompose the 12. So that 1 is a 10. That 2 is just a 2. So what's different about the area model with 2 by 2 is now we have 4 squares because we broke apart 2 different numbers. We didn't just break apart one number. So this works the exact same way as it always does. We have to figure out what goes in this square. So what goes in this square is this number times this number. So 10 times 10. Well, I know 1 times 1 is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, times 10 times 10. I know that if I look at this box, I need to multiply it by whatever's up here and whatever's over here. So 10 times 2. 10 2 times is 20. Now, what goes in this box? How many are in here? Well, if I go over here, this side is 10. Up here, it's 7. So 10 times 7 is 70. Now, down here, I have 7 this way, 7. And this way, I have 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. Now, when I add those together, I don't really have room to add. I guess I'll add up here. 100, 70, 20, 14. When I add these together, I get 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that 10, there's going to be nothing there. That 10 is going to move up here. 1, 2. My answer is 204. So there's really not much difference here between how we use the area model. It just looks kind of weird because we see this number broken down as well. Now let's see what the standard algorithm looks like when we multiply 17 times 12. So with the standard algorithm, I'm going to line up my numbers. 17 times 12. And I'm going to start the same way I start in a normal standard algorithm. I'm going to look at this 2. So I need to multiply this 2 by each piece. Over here, we multiply the 2 by the 10 and the 2 by the 7. I'm going to do the same thing. So 2 times 7, that's 14. So I'm going to drop that 4 in the ones place. And I'm going to move that 10 up here in the tens place so I can add it as I go. Now, I multiply the 2 by this piece. So, you know what? I'm actually just going to each time I multiply it, I'm going to shade it so I know it's done. So I did 2 times 7, which was 14. So we did that. Now I'm going to do 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So I have 2 tens plus this other 10, which makes 3. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so now we just did 2 times 10. So we did this piece. Now I've already multiplied the number 17 by this 2. Since I added this, I'm going to just kind of scratch it out since I've already done it. Now I need to multiply this 110 that comes from the 12. Over here, that 10's right there. This is 10 and 2, so this is 12. There's the 10. Here it is over here. I need to multiply it by this 10, which is right here, and this 7, which is right there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply it by this piece and multiply it by this piece. But before I do that, I am going to put a placeholder 0 here. Now, why am I going to put that placeholder 0 here? Well, we know that this 1 is really a 10, right? And we could do 10 times 7 and 10 times 10, but to make it easier on us, we know that this 10 is the same thing as 1 times 10. And whenever I multiply a number by times 10, I put a 0 on the end and it pushes everything over to the next place and makes it 10 times bigger. So rather than seeing this as a 10, which it is, I'm just going to put the 0 down here so that whole number gets that multiplied by 10 done. And I'm going to multiply the rest of the number by the 1. So that 0's here. Now I'm just going to focus on the 1. 1 times 7 is 7. So I'm going to put the 7 right here. 1 times 1 is 1. Now I did 1 times 7, which is really, 0's there, it's really 10 times 7, so I did this. I got my 70. And then I did 10 times 10, which is 100. We see that 100 right here. Do you see how all of these pieces made it over here? We just added a little bit as we went, so that's why we only see 2 partial products. If we add these together, that's 170. If we add this together, that's the 34. So, adding this together, I get 204. Okay, I thought we could practice again together. Will you practice with me? So first, I'm going to look at the 6. And I need to multiply the 6 by the 8 and the 20. So 6 times 8, oh no. I don't really know my 6's very well. I think what I'm going to do is really quickly, I'm going to list my 6's. I know 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. I don't know 6 times 4. I can add 6 to 18. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I know 6 times 5 is 30. I know 6 times 6 is 36. I don't know 6 times 7, so I'm going to add 6 to 36. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. 6 times 8, 42 plus 6, 48. 6 times 9, I know that's 54. That's right, because it's 6 away from 60. So, okay, now I've got these ready to help me. So 6 times 8 is 48. So I'm going to put the 8 in the ones place. And I'm going to put the 4 above the tens place so I can add it as I go. Now there's something I like to write down sometimes just to help me remember the order. I like to write multiply, add, drop, carry. Now I always just remember MADC. So I multiplied, there was nothing up here to add, so I dropped the ones and I carried the tens. Now I'm going to repeat that process. So multiply, 6 times 2 is 12. Then if there's anything up here, I have to add it. So 12 plus 4 is 16. So now I'm going to drop 16. I dropped the 6, but I also dropped the 1 because there's no place to carry it to. And because I already added this 4, I'm going to scratch it out so I don't get confused and try to add it to somewhere else. Okay, so now I'm done with multiplying this 6. Now I've got to multiply the 30. So 30 is the same thing as 3 times 10. I'm going to drop that 10 right here. Now I can just multiply the 3. multiply, add, drop, carry. 3 times 8 is 3 times 8 is 24. Well, 2 times 8 is 16 plus 8. Yeah, that's right. 3 times 8 is 24. So I multiplied 3 times 8. 24. There's nothing up here to add. So now I'm going to drop the ones, which is 4. 24. And I'm going to carry the 2 from the 24 up here. Do you see why it's good that I scratched that out? Now I'm going to do the same thing again. Multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Add the 2, 7, 8. Drop, and there's nothing to carry. Now if I add this up, I get 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. 8, 9, 10. There we go. My answer is 1008. Now I want you to try this problem on your own. Try it using the standard algorithm, and then maybe you want to check your work with the area model. But whatever you choose to do, pause and spend some time working on it, and then hit play on the video when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, hopefully you've solved it. So now I want you to watch me solve it and see if you did it the same way. 4 times 2 is 8. I don't have anything to add, nothing to carry. 4 times 4 is 16. I'll drop the 16 because there's nothing left to carry. Now I'm working with 60, so I'm going to put my 0 here for that 10. Now I'm going to multiply every piece by 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 is in the ones place, 1 is in the tens place. I'm going to add it as I go. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So I'm going to drop the whole 25 because there's nowhere else to carry. Add it all together. And here's my answer. If you did not get that answer, go ahead and check through your work and maybe you can see where you made a mistake and learn from it. If not, then good job, and I hope you have a good time doing your work today, and I hope you learn a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow.